So when we think about human evolution, we typically think about the things that separate us from the rest of our primate family. We think about bipedalism and increased cranial capacity and the ability to manipulate our environment at a grand scale. And one key skill that really ties all of these things together is the ability to create and use tools. So in 1948, paleoarchaeologists were in South Africa searching for the missing link that would help support the theory of human evolution. And what they found were the remains of Paranthropus robustus, who lived 2 million years ago. Now, alongside the fossil remains of Paranthropus robustus, they also found some very unusual non-primate bone that showed extensive signs of wear, and they were all very similar in size and shape. Turns out these were the leg bones of an antelope species, and Paranthropus robustus was specifically choosing these bones because of their strength and stability, which made them great digging tools. Now, we know that Paranthropus robustus was using these tools to dig for food, but what kinds of foods they were digging for is the next question. That'll really help us understand the importance of these tools along the human evolutionary timeline. So based on isotopic analysis, dental microwear, and an understanding of the foods available to Paranthropus robustus at that time and in that geographic location, scholars have developed two camps of thought. Either they were using them to dig for tubers, which are the nutrient-rich portions of plant roots, kind of like potatoes, or they were used to dig into termite mounds to reach the protein-rich termites inside. So here we have images of some experimental bone tools. These tools were created to understand the exact kinds of scratches each substrate would create on the bone. And my study focuses on the angle of these scratches and finding correlations between the original bone tool at Swartkrans and these experimental bone tools. Now, my data indicates that Paranthropus robustus preferred these proteins of the termites over the fibers of the tubers, and it exemplifies a shift in the hominid diet away from a plant-based diet and towards the omnivorous diet that we observe today. Now, these results span much farther than just Paranthropus robustus's menu options. Protein and complex dietary options are associated with higher cognitive processes, and this dietary shift mirrors a great leap of cognitive progression in human evolution. So before you call a termite exterminator next time, take a second to thank them for all that they've done for us. Thank you. Yeah. So the 3-minute thesis competition was created in Australia, and it is really focusing on being able to give an elevator pitch about any sort of study that we do or any sort of research. So it's along with the professionalization portion of Georgia State University. There are a bunch of schools, particularly in Georgia, but across the United States and other countries that do this. And so it was a college-wide or a university-wide program that started about 3 months ago. So I submitted my abstract and got accepted, and then I competed in the preliminary round, and then last night when I did that again in the final round, I got second place in the master's round. So they split it up, master's and PhD. So it was really interesting to see people grow and develop their speaking skills, because a lot of times people use this program to not only focus in on what they're going to say when they defend their theses and their PhD dissertations, but also to challenge themselves, because I know that I have trouble speaking to a big audience, and I loved that this was very helpful. We got to meet with the coaches. Every time we would speak in front of them, they would give us feedback and tell us what we could do better, along with like what we're saying and how we're saying it and how we're projecting our voices and all these other things. So it was a great experience, and I'm really glad that I did it.